Okay, I'm coming at you guys today as somebody who's actually not even old enough to vote, okay? I'm only 17 years old. This is my message to Canada. The last 10 years in this country for me, as somebody just sitting on the sidelines and observing, has been a trend downwards, okay? You have houses, the average house in Canada, in at least where I live, is $1 million. And $1 million where I live in Canada is not for some nice big mansion house. It's for like a tiny little box, basically. Maybe if you're lucky, a couple bathrooms. Guys, this is not the country that I've known ever since I was young. Okay, to me, what Canada has always represented is a country of freedom and a country of spirit. Okay, what I've seen recently is a wave of crime, a wave of drugs, and just a wave of hopelessness in my country. I go downtown in my city, and all I see is people shooting up drugs, people angry at each other, and everybody walking around with this stressed frown on their faces. This is no longer the Canada that I used to know. And guys, this lost liberal decade has been an absolute tragedy for the country. And I'm not sure why so many people think that voting for the exact same thing that they've been voting for is going to make any difference whatsoever, okay? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And unfortunately, it looks like a lot of Canadians in this country are by definition insane. I want to come at you guys today and plead with you to please vote for the Conservatives for a change, okay? The Conservatives are focused on the youth like me who are the future of this country. They're focused on us being able to afford housing in this country and us being able to afford to live in Canada. A lot of boomers and old people that are voting Liberal seem to not care whatsoever about the youth, okay? These people are cozy with their pensions and their house and their mortgage all paid off, and they're not thinking about the youth and the up-and-comers in this country who are already starting to struggle with affording a place to live in Canada. The Conservatives, on the other hand, actually care about this. They actually care about the youth, and they actually care about the new generation in this country, okay? They care about the up-and-comers in Canada, and a whole bunch of their party, a whole chunk of their party, is dedicated to making sure that Canadians, and especially young Canadians, can afford a place to live, can afford to put food on the table for their families. Okay? So that's a huge chunk right there, okay? Now let's talk about personal freedom. During the Freedom Convoy, which is a protest to make sure that Canadians have the rights to not put something in their body that they don't want to put in their body if they don't want to. While leaders were silent, and while Justin Trudeau bashed the movement and called them a small fringe minority, Mark Carney advocated for freezing Canadians' bank accounts who just simply donated to the Freedom Convoy. Think about that. You're a Canadian that donates to a cause that you believe in, and Mark Carney is advocating for your entire bank account to be frozen. That could mean your family misses dinner for a week. Your family goes hungry, all because Mark Carney doesn't like a political movement that you donated to. Pierre Poilievre, on the other hand, stood up and supported the Freedom Convoy, cheered him on, and said, "I'm here with you." That right there is a sign of leadership in this country, a leadership that simply Mark Carney does not have, okay? I encourage you guys to look at Mark Carney when he speaks. Look into the man's eyes. You could tell that Mark Carney does not have a soul, okay? I've only been on this planet for 17 years. I could tell that Mark Carney simply doesn't have a care in the world for Canadians. I could look into his eyes and tell he is power hungry. Now, I was at Pierre Poilievre's rally yesterday in Nanaimo. When this guy was done speaking, he was literally hugging fans. I'm not talking about a handshake. I'm talking fully hugging and embracing the people at the rally. Almost looked emotional, okay? My mom actually got to shake his hand because she was on the other side of me, and she looked into Pierre's eyes and said that Pierre looked emotional almost. Like he looked like he was going to start crying. That right there is what you call passion for Canada and passion for the country. I'd like anybody to try to find a clip of Mark Carney doing the same. I guarantee you that you can't. Okay? So I can't vote. All I could do is try my best to encourage you guys to please, this is me pleading with you, please, for me, for the youth in this country, please vote Conservative on the 28th Or if you've already voted, I'm pretty sure there's like early voting. Guys, please vote conservative. There's so many reasons. It's the Walking Dead downtown in most cities in Canada, okay? The drug crisis is absolutely off the charts. And the Liberals and the NDP all agreed, or both agreed, on decriminalizing drugs. Basically handing out heroin and crack like it's chocolate bars on Halloween, okay? We need Pierre Poilievre to clean up our streets and actually help these people, get them into rehabilitation, and get them back into society, okay? Pierre Poilievre said something at the rally yesterday. Okay, he said, I want to pull one person off the streets, put them into rehab, give them their life back, and then encourage them to go back onto the streets, grab one more person, and do the same with them. And then that person goes and grabs another person off the streets, takes them through rehab, gets them their life back, and then the cycle repeats, okay? Mark Carney, on the other hand, doesn't care that there's Canadians on the streets right now suffering. He doesn't care that in the wintertime they have no place to stay and they're outside in the cold. Pierre Poilievre genuinely cares about these people and genuinely wants to help them. Also with crime, I believe Pierre Poilievre said at the rally yesterday, there's someone that killed 6 people and only went to jail for 25 years, meaning he would get out of jail by the time he was 50, okay? Pierre Poilievre wants to make it so every single murder that you commit, you can be charged with a life sentence for all of those, okay? Tough on crime is the only way to keep our streets safe, and Pierre Poilievre is the only candidate that is actually tough on crime. Enough of this catch and release system, which is genuinely making Canada into an unsafe place to live. Break-in entries that are at an all-time high. Crime is at an all-time high. We need policies that are actually going to fix this. So guys, please help Canada return to the Canada that I used to know and love. Please vote for the Conservatives. That's my message to you. If you're watching this and you're undecided about who to vote for, I really just hope and pray that I could touch one person with this message. This is my heartfelt message to you. Please share this video. I don't yet have the platform to reach as many people as I want to reach, but with your help, you can make that happen. I'm just one person. I'm just one kid trying my best to convince people to vote for change and not fall into the same loop and the same cycle that we've been going through for the last 10 years in this country. But I'm just one person, okay? What you guys could do to help, if you enjoy and support this, is like the video, share the video with as many friends, as many people as you possibly can, maybe people that are on the fence and undecided. Share this as much as possible. And yeah, let's fix Canada. Let's restore Canada to the place that we all used to know and love. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. I love you all, and have a great rest of your day.